Hey, I wanted to show you how I created an agent that is some sort of accountant. So basically here it's gonna track expenses. So I'm gonna try to test it right now. I hope it's gonna work. So I'm in Teams, have the agent called expense tracker, and I'm gonna ask him, to log. Basically, I want him to log everything I spend. So I bought a flight ticket for Hawaii on Saturday for, let's say, 1200 to go visit my friend. Then I bought okay, it tells me, yeah, maybe I'm not sure if he did it. So we'll see. First time he answer with entry message, so might not have worked the first time. So let's try a second one. I bought a new pair of sunglasses for 75 yesterday for this vacation. I bought a ticket to go to Miami to work for a client. It cost $870, and I bought it today. So as you see, I did several transactions here. I'm just logging things. I just want to show you what the agent is doing in the background. So let me, before showing you here what it does in the background. So obviously the first prompt from Hawaii didn't work, but you can see that he saw that the first one was sunglasses for vacation, and the other one for travel. I could have, make the agent add the what in detail is the purchase, but here I just asked to add the type, the day, and you can see he understood the day and the amount. So let's go back to my transaction here. I'm going to redo that because apparently the first one wasn't registered. And so we can see the result now in the Excel file. You see, it's weird that sometimes travel is uppercase, sometimes lowercase, but it does a good job. I can fix that after. I maybe can change the prompt or the the instruction for the agent. But basically, I do whatever I want to log. I chat it, and my content categorize it and put it in a file share, in Excel file. So how did I do that? I struggle a little bit, quite frankly, but I first created the agent. I called it expense tracker. I gave him some instructions, so in the first time you can say what you want to do. Then I adjusted the instructions. So there's a description. I didn't put any logo. The general instruction: the agent should transform a user's request to track expenses by appending the expense in an Excel file with the date, the type, personal, category, and amount. If the request is too vague, the agent should ask the user for more details and provide options to choose from. So here I didn't try that. We can try that. The agent should automatically determine the expense category based on the common category used for tracking expenses. So that's how he decides if it's travel or something else. Be sure to map the column, and that's instruction that I had to find, because he was creating a line in the Excel, but it was not. It was a blank line. So I had to express the fact that I want to be sure that he understands that in the file, when he get the request, he needs to get data, type, category, amount, and he has to pass it to the tool, which was called an action before, that is below. So here, that's the only other thing I did is add this tool. So add a row in table, and it's pretty straightforward except for one thing. So you need to switch to custom value, and then you navigate to your file, first the SharePoint site and the document library, then the file itself, then the table. So you need to name the table, and then that's where here there was row. So I changed it, I customized it. It didn't work, and I tried everything. It didn't work. I even shot a video on that, asking Copat Vision to help me, and it didn't work. So finally, I said maybe if I cannot match what the agent is finding to the Excel file, maybe I should tell in the instruction that he has to match that, and that was the reason for the success. So you can, that way you can understand that it's easy. Definitely, I wouldn't say everybody can do it. I think you need to have some skills, technical skills, and definitely you need to learn Copilot Studio and how it interprets what you're asking and play with it. But what's interesting here is with a little involvement, and as soon as you know how it works, you can create a simple agent here, but you can imagine that you can add more and more feature to this agent. Obviously, I didn't test everything that you could do, but as an accountant, accountants are doing the same thing over and over, and so you can, build your own accountant here. Here it's expense tracker, and maybe in the future, I will add more tasks that an accountant is doing, and then I will have a multi-agent that's mastering all the agents, and based on one instruction, it can trigger different agents depending on what I'm asking, and finding if the right agent to invoke, and eventually triggering different agents. That's how you can build your constellation of agents, and a master agent can orient among those agents. And the other thing that I could do in the future is I can say, okay, the master agent could say, okay, try to find in my emails everything where there's an expense logged. Maybe I received a receipt in my email, and then I can ask the agent, to track everything and call the expense tracker every time he sees that there's an expense was logged in my email, to add it to the Excel file. This is just an example, but how simple it can be, even if it's quite challenging to understand how to give instructions to Copilot. But as you can see, you have a lot of potential actions, tools now, they call it tools now, to add some task, execute some task, and they're all provided by Power Platform. Hope this was insightful.